What's up, my Boxsters? Welcome to my first ever Minecraft tutorial on anything redstone ever in Minecraft ever. It's actually my second video on this channel. So yeah, anyway. I'm showing you how to make it so that you can break any block and it will give you any item, as long as you are able to pick up the block. Like, you can't get an item from stone if you break it with your hand. You have to use a pickaxe. You know, I'll show you why in a minute. So it's kind of more realistic that way. So I'm referencing Legend of Zelda by making it so that you can break pots and it gives you emeralds. And I'll show you how this is done in a minute. Oops, I forgot to fix something. Maybe let me just... I tried recording the tutorial just a minute ago and I did a horrible job at explaining things. So let me just restart this signal. There we go. So now let's try this again. Game mode 0. Take these out of my inventory and see if this works now. So as you can see, I am briefly picking up the pot in my inventory. There we go. And it gave me an emerald that time. There we go. Give me an emerald that time as well. Not that time. That time. That time. So, on Facebook and on some other sites, I posted that you're able to set a block to drop any item that you want. But it's not actually doing that. It's just replacing the block, whatever the block drops with whatever item you want it to replace, so that it kind of gives the effect of it dropping it. But it's really not. It's just replacing whatever you're breaking with whatever you want it to replace, if you understood that, which I'm sure some of you did, because, you know, homeschool. So let's set our game mode to 1 real quick. I'm a horrible typer a lot of the time, and I'll go through and show you how this works. So this right here is a randomizer. How this works is, let's remove this hopper. I'd like it if you stopped. There we go. So whenever a hopper has, this is a dropper, of course. The dropper puts things into the hopper that is above it. And whenever a hopper has an item that is not able to be stacked, such as a wooden sword, then it sends out a block update that is much stronger when it's picked up by the comparator than it would be if it was a item that can be stacked, like a stick or leather. And then, let's say the sword goes up into there. And since swords, of course, cannot be stacked into stacks of 64, they can only go one at a time, then it'll send a block, well, it would send a signal that is 3 blocks long. And then I set this here so I can extend the signal, and then it comes over to here. So this is basically a randomizer. Sometimes it's on, sometimes it's not. And as you can see, sometimes it's sending 1, sometimes it's sending 3, 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 3, 1. You know, you get the idea. And then this is constantly removing all of the pots from your inventory. It says clear everyone's inventory of the item ID 390, which is, of course, a flower pot. And then whenever this is actually executed, whenever the command block sees, oh, I'm actually doing something, then it sends out a block update. And then this block update, of course, is picked up by the redstone comparator. And then this AND gate, whenever this is on and this is on, this turns on and removes, or sorry, not removes, it gives you an emerald. So, basically, whenever a pot is taken away from your inventory and this randomizer is on, which that way it randomizes when you get a emerald or not. Without that randomizer, it would just give you an emerald every single time you broke a pot. But I'm randomizing it to, you know, kind of reference Legend of Zelda. Let's see, let's set it back to day, because it's easier to do tutorials in the day. Yeah, so I hope you guys can kind of follow along what's going on here. If you want to set a different block, oh man, I'm getting so many blowing sounds in my mic. Let's move this away from my mouth a little bit. So let's say you wanted to set it to a different block. Let's do something like, oh, I don't know, torches. Let's say you want torches to give you coal back instead of the torch itself, which would kind of make sense. Then you'd need either a site that tells you the item IDs, or you'd need too many items which can show you the item IDs next to the item. Like brick is 336 and rose red is 3511. Actually, I'll be right back. I think, yeah, I'll be right back. Just a random cut. I'm sorry. Okay, sorry, I'm back. I had to go do something. Got siblings, so, yeah. Anyway, so let's say you want to make a torch drop coal. So we'll put some torches around here. And then we're going to have to set these command blocks. so that it removes the ID 50 from your inventory, which is the torch, of course, and that it replaces it with the ID of what's called 263. 263. There we go. The only downside to this is you cannot get your torch back. You just get the coal, but it's pretty good for adventure maps. If you're one of those kinds of people. So game mode 0. We'll try this, and it gave us coal. That time it gave us coal too. We're getting lucky. No coal. No coal. Coal. No coal. Coal. Let's just go crazy now. There we go. So, as you can see, it's completely randomized. You can't control it whatsoever. It's a pretty awesome method to set, you know, it's I guess you could say it's a fake because it's not actually giving you what item you set it to drop. But it's just kind of replacing the default drop with whatever you want it to replace with, if you understood that. As I continue to make videos, my, you know, grammar, or I don't know what to say, the way I speak, the way I talk through things, will get better and better. Like right now, I'm not explaining these things very well, as you can probably see, and I'm sorry about that, but I'll try later on to make a more detailed tutorial on this. I'm so sorry, but you know what? I mean, I think it was kind of helpful to some of you. So, just a brief run over of how it's going. This is randomizer, and whenever this randomizer is on and a whatever you want to set it to is removed from your inventory, then it gives you whatever you want to set it to. So, yeah, I'll just give you like a look at the redstone so you can kind of try and copy it. There's a nice little look. You can pause the video if you want to put it in your adventure map or whatnot. Go ahead. And then I'll give you a look at the hopper, or not the hopper, the dropper, what's inside of it. So we got 2 wooden swords and 2 stackable items. So these are unstackable and these are stackable. You can't have 2 of the same. You can't have 2 sticks. You can't have 2 leather. You just gotta have anything that's able to be stacked, and 2 different kinds of them. So you can have as many of these as you want to randomize it even more. Like, the less swords you have in here, the less of a chance you have of getting whatever you set it to back. The more you have in there, the more of a chance, because it has more of a chance of putting that into the hopper and sending out the 3 block long signal. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this brief, small, well, not really brief, it was kind of extended because I'm not very good with words. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope it helped with any kind of adventure map that you guys are making. And yeah, farewell, my Blocksters. Blocksters? I mean Boxsters. Boxsters. See, the reason I call it Boxsters is because I have a box on my head. And yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, goodbye, my Boxsters. Goodbye, my Boxsters. There we go, I got that one. No, it's farewell. Farewell, my Boxsters. Okay, farewell, my Boxsters.